Welcome back. Today we will help you get started with Databricks Asset Bundles on your local machine, so you can begin developing and deploying your projects on your own. Let's dive into the setup process. Before we begin, make sure you have the following installed. Access to a Databricks workspace. You will need a workspace where you can deploy your bundle. Databricks CLI, the command line interface for interacting with Databricks. We will set up that shortly. Python to run your code if you are developing with Python. Git, not strictly necessary for this video, but for the following it will be a prerequisite as well. And an IDE for your code development. In this tutorial we will use VS Code. To set up Databricks CLI, press Databricks configure, then you find the Databricks host in your URL, insert that. You need to generate a personal access token by going to settings developer, and then you can generate a token. You will need to copy that in as well, and then you have your Databricks CLI configured. It's also possible to configure Databricks using OAuth. In that case you will need to use the Databricks auth again. Now we will head on to create our first Databricks bundle using the Databricks bundle init command. Head to Windows PowerShell. Choose the folder where you want to create your projects, run the Databricks bundle init command. This will ask you a couple of questions that we will answer. Choose the default Python template. In this case, you can choose what you prefer, and I will give my project a unique name, my first project, and I will include a couple of stops in my project. This will create the project, and we can now see that if we navigate to the subfolder, my first folder, that it has created our first asset bundle template. So next we will have a look at what these files include. If we take another look at code structure in my first project, we will see that there is a Databricks YAML file and my first project.job.yaml. Those are the main bundle configuration files. On the other hand, we have that the actual project files or the source code of the project will be contained in the src folder. And those will in this case be Python and Python notebook files. To add our code to the Databricks workspace, we can use the command Databricks bundle deploy. Before we can use that, however, we need to install the package wheel, because we want to package our bundle as a wheel file. So once that is installed, then we can use the Databricks bundle deploy command, which will take our code and build it, and it will upload our project as a wheel file, and it will also upload the bundle files to the following place within our workspace. Then it will set up jobs and workflows if there are any. So let's navigate to the Databricks workspace. So if I go to the workspace here, I can now see a .bundle folder. So let's navigate in there. I can see my first project, and we are in development phase. And I can navigate into the files folder here, for instance, and I can see all the files that I already had in our folder structure on our local machine. So we have synchronized those files. It's also possible to see into artifacts that we now have a wheel file here. And if I go into workflows, there's also been created a workflow here that contains 2 tasks. So this is all part of this Python default template. In case you want to clean up your files from your bundle and the associated workflows, you can use the command Databricks bundle destroy. This will clean up all the files and associated workflows related to your project. It's worth noting that it will not delete other files. So if you have other files created manually or from other bundles or workflows from other bundles, those will not be deleted when you destroy things from a particular bundle. All right, so it has completed. So let's go back to the workspace and see what has changed. So if I navigate here to workspace and bundle, I can click in here. I can still see the outermost folder here, my first project, but if I enter that, I can see that all the content has been deleted. Also, I can go to workflows, and I can see that the workflow that we had before has also been deleted. So we cleaned up all our project files. You now have everything you need to start developing your Databricks project locally. We set up the Databricks CLI, we initialized a project, we saw how you can deploy a project to your Databricks dev workspace, and we saw how to clean up after yourself using the destroy command. I hope this video was helpful, and follow along in the next one where we will deep further into Databricks Asset Bundles.